You know, everyone on Delmarva is familiar with our homegrown hero, Harriet Tubman. Over the course of 13 incredible journeys, she led about 70 souls to freedom back in slavery times.
But how much do we know about those 70 people she rescued? Well, Jim Duffy of Secrets of the Eastern Shore is going to introduce us on this Throwback Thursday to one of those brave souls, Josiah Bailey, but everyone referred to him as Joe.
Joe Bailey.
Joe
Bailey was a rock star.
Was he?
So Joe Bailey was a rock star. He, people were a little bit shorter back then, so he was 6 feet tall, which made him very tall. He had a completely bald head, chestnut-colored skin, a scar running down his cheek. And he was a great kind of a leader, a boss. If you had a boss, you'd want it to be Joe Bailey. So much so he's enslaved on this farm on the Choptank River at Jamaica Point, kind of across from Cambridge. And the owner of that farm brings him up the ladder, and he becomes the overseer of the whole farm, which is usually a hired position for a white guy. Mm-hmm. So he's getting all this work done. And then the owner makes a mistake and he disciplines him for no good reason. And Joe decides I'm making this guy so much money, I'm running his however many slaves he has and all that. And Joe's a well-connected guy, so he gets in a boat and he goes up to Caroline County and knocks on the door of Ben Ross, who is Harriet Tubman's father, and says, when Harriet comes, please come get me. And she does. Come down to get him, and his brother and 2 guys all take off. I'm kind of struck by, the image of this rock star, Joe Bailey, leader of men, and all of his friends following this 5'0" woman all through, following every order that she says. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about and imagine. But they had all kinds of trouble. And the reason why is because Joe Bailey is a rock star, and his owner put out an unfathomable reward of $2,000 for him.
Whoa.
Most of the rewards were like $50, $30, $2,000, which meant that every bounty hunter, every law enforcement person, every farmer, every grandmother on the Delmarva Peninsula was looking for the bald guy with the scar on his face. Mm-hmm. Ordinarily, it took them 2 days. It took Harriet Tubman on her other journeys 2 to 3 days to get up to Philadelphia. This time it took nearly 2 weeks because they were had to spend so much time in hiding and everything else. The last obstacle, there are all kinds of obstacles, but we'll just do the last one. The last one, they're in Wilmington. They have to get across the Christina River at the Market Street Bridge. And everybody knows they have to cross that river. Bounty hunters gathered out there like a flock of vultures. Tubman gets in touch with a guy on the other side, another conductor named Thomas Garrett, and he comes up with an idea. He sends an entire black work crew from the north to the south over the bridge. They are obviously bricklayers. They are singing spirituals, they are praised. They make all kinds of noise at 7 o'clock in the morning, crossing this way while everybody's watching the bridge. End of the workday, they come back, singing spirituals, praising Jesus, coming back to the other side. Nobody gives them a second thought. All 5 people are underneath the bricks on the wagon that was behind them, and that's how they get across to the other side.
That's amazing.
The story goes on. There's all kinds of troubles on the way up to Canada because this reward is so high and people are looking for it. But there's a really beautiful scene when he finally gets up to Canada and Harriet Tubman tells him they finally made it. He gets off the train they took over the Niagara River, and it's like sobbing with joy, and he's screaming, "Glory be to God, and Jesus, one more soul got safe." And he starts singing and chanting, and all these people are gathered around him, and women are wiping the tears of joy. Harriet Tubman describes it. It's like the scene at the end of It's a Wonderful Life.
Sure.
Yeah. It's like an Underground Railroad version of that scene, with everyone gathered around, full of joy that he made. It's one of my favorite scenes to imagine.
That's wonderful. Real quick, we just want to say that, of course, we know the Eastern Shore Writers Association having their festival in Stevensville.
I'll be there.
You will be
I'll be there. I'll be wearing weird Santa hats, I'm sure. I'll come up with something. It's going to be a lot of fun. They do a great job at Cult Classic.
Yes, there you go. Holiday Book Festival on the 13th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Jim Duffy, Secrets of the Eastern Shore. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.